Me. What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Ash Brown, and welcome to the Ash Brown Uncensored Show. On this show, I can talk about any number of things for any reason, just because it's whatever day of the week. But today is a little special, and it's come on my spirit maybe the last couple of nights. And I know that I get up on here and I talk about my mother and all the wonderful times and memories that I had with her. And I don't talk about Grandma Lou too much. And that bothered me because she is also the other side of the coin of who Ash is. And a lot of the reason of why my mother became the person that she was is because of Grandma Lou. And this just came to me because it just randomly happened. But Grandma Lou would talk a lot about death, y'all. A lot about death. Mostly her death. Yeah. I remember being 3, maybe 4 years old at the most. And she would tell me about when Grandma is dead and gone, how she's going to look in her casket and how they're going to have her positioned, and that I'm to get her photo albums and I'm to get her things and her belongings and not to let strangers have them and take them. And I remember being a kid, and that's just a very traumatic conversation to have with a child. It's very traumatic because I remember in that moment, I don't want to think about you dying, Grandma. I don't want to think about your death. But in that moment, she felt as though she was doing me a lesson. She was doing me something good because she was trying to prepare me for her death. And even years prior to her passing, she would give me little trinkets and little things here and there. And she was like, Grandma's not going to be here forever. Grandma's not going to be here forever. And, Grandma's soon dead and gone. So you're going to miss Grandma when she's gone. And I do. I absolutely do. And I miss my Grandma Lou so much. And as much as she tried to prepare me for her death, I don't think there's really any preparation that can take place that is going to help in that type of situation. None, I don't think. As much as she talked about it and she made us basically visualize it and see her lying in a casket, the reality of it, when it really hit me, I was away at school when my grandma passed. And her one wish for me was to finish school. I'm sorry, y'all. Because I'm thinking back to that time, it was really, really hard. Because it's like every time I make a major transition in my life, someone really near and dear to me passes away. And it's hard. It's hard to think about that stuff, but she always wanted me to finish school. So I remember the semester had just started in August, and she was really weak, and things were looking really, really bad. And my mom and my dad and everybody was like, oh, no, go off to school, Ash, go off to school. But I didn't want to leave her. I didn't want to leave her side. And they were like, oh, no, she's going to be better. She's going to, this and that. And honestly and truthfully, I was just no good that semester. I got my first failing grade that semester from a black professor who said that she understood my situation. And there was just a lot of stuff that was going on. There was just a lot of everything. And that professor, she knew that I shouldn't have been in school. I should have really just taken the whole semester off. But when there's so much stuff in the balance and money has been exchanged and this is that and that is this, it just sucks. It just sucks. Because no matter what you're going through or what your situation is, these schools, these corporations, it's all about the dollar bill. That's what it comes down to. And I had to be at school. I hated it. I was so torn, but I had to be at school. And that following weekend, I remember calling up and talking to my dad. And he's usually very upbeat and vivacious and just full of energy. But I could hear the pain in his voice for the first time in my life. And I knew that something had happened. I didn't know what. And everybody's reassuring me, oh, everything's fine, everything's good. And I was like, okay, well, I'm headed on back. I'm headed on back up there. I'm going to go see her. I'm going to go read her favorite scriptures. I'm going to feed her some soup. And everything's going to be great. And I called my mom and she's like, oh, well, just come by the house first. Just come by the house first. And I was like, well, I'm basically at grandma's house. She's like, no, there's some other stuff I need you to pick up. And I just need you to come by the house first. And so I got to the house and everything was cool. Everything was okay. And I remember I went to my room for something. And my mom came in. And she closed the door. And she sat down next to me on my bed. And she told me that my grandmother had passed that Tuesday. It was a Tuesday. And by that time that I had got home or whatever, it was like a Friday. So days had gone by, days had passed, and I didn't know anything. And I remember just feeling like I had betrayed her, my grandma. I felt like I had betrayed her, like I should have stuck by her side. But in all honesty, there really wasn't anything that I could do. And I had to say, as much as she talked about death, and as much as she talked about her passing and everything that would transpire, I still wasn't ready. I don't think you're ever really ready to lose someone that's so much a part of you as you are of them. And yeah, I didn't want this to be just all the waterworks, y'all. I don't know. I thought I was just going to get on here and just talk real quick and talk about Grandma Lou and how amazing she was. And that's why you guys are blessed with me, because of her and because of my Donna Teresa. That's really it. So my job now and forevermore is to continue to uplift their legacy and be the best me that I can be. Keep good, positive energy around me always. And just continue to fight the good fight. That's it. So, on this Sunday, darlings, know that you are blessed. You are highly favored. You make a difference. Your life matters. And whatever it is that you want to do, jump out the gate, do it, get it done, and make it a reality. I love y'all. Have a fantastical week, and I will holler at y'all later.